Chapter 20 is entitled Transcendental Mellow. In the second division of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the author offers his respectful obeisances unto Sanatan. The Sanatan can be interpreted as either Sri Krishna himself or as Sanatan Goswami, the elder brother and spiritual master of Rupa Goswami. In the case where Sanatan is accepted to mean Sri Krishna, the obeisances are offered to Krishna because he is naturally so beautiful and because he is the killer of the demon Agga. So that reminds me, how was Agga demon killed? Who knows their Krishna book? Krishna went inside. He expanded, came very hot, and the demon died by what means? Suffocation. Now, when the demon died, what happened?
His soul came out and standing.
Yes, he came out of the body, but waited in the sky until Lord Krishna came out and then merged into the body of Krishna. I love this. This is the advanced students. Excellent. Very good. If it is interpreted to mean Sanatan Goswami, then it is because he is so greatly favored by Rupa Goswami, being always served by him, and because he is the annihilator of all kinds of sinful activities. In this division of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the author wants to describe the general symptoms of the transcendental mellow or loving mood of discharging devotional service. In this division of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, there are 5 general topics. Number 1, vibhav, special symptoms or causes of ecstasy. Number 2, anubhav, subsequent ecstasy. Number 3, sattvika bhav, constitutional or existential ecstasy. Number 5, vyabhichari bhav, aggressive ecstasy. And number 5, shtayi bhav, fervent or continuous ecstasy. The word rasa, used in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, is understood by different persons differently because the exact English equivalent is very difficult to find. But as we have seen our spiritual master translate this word rasa into mellow, we shall follow in his footsteps and also translate the word in that way. And that's Prabhupada, follows his guru. Now I'll tell you a story. One time, Archita and I, we always go to the high schools and colleges if they invite us. So one time we were invited to Pepperdine University to speak about Krishna consciousness in a drama class. And they knew this word rasa. And I was like, you guys know rasa? And this is Pepperdine's Catholic. I was like impressed that they knew the word rasa in their drama class. I was like, real.
Did they understand, the meaning of that?
They had something. They knew the topic. It's pretty good. I don't know, but we were explaining, and they were familiar with this word rasa. Shall we continue? The particular loving mood or attitude relished in the exchange of love with the Supreme Personality of Godhead is called rasa or mellow. The different types of rasa, when combined together, help one to taste the mellow of devotional service in the highest degree of transcendental ecstasy. Such a position, although entirely transcendental to our experience, will be explained in this section as far as possible, following in the footsteps of Srila Rupa Goswami. So my question, who would you say are the two topmost personalities who are tasting rasa? Who would be Radharani and Lord Chaitanya? Yes, Krishna, obviously. But Radharani and Lord Chaitanya, they are tasting the rasa. Krishna tastes it through, as Lord Chaitanya, he tastes that rasa of serving Krishna. Let's continue. Without relishing some sort of mellow or loving mood in one's activities, no one can continue to perform such activities. This was explained in the preface and introduction, by the way. This topic, Prabhupada already gave you a good synopsis. That the karmi, why is he working so hard? What's his rasa? Making money and then? Sex. Eating, drinking. Right? Today is what? Saturday. They worked hard all week. Last night they probably went to some bar. Now they've slept. They're going to sleep till 11 o'clock. And then tonight again, party in the clubs. Right? That's their rasa. Bhoga tiyag. Work, renounce, and then enjoy. Especially this is the Christmas season. They're going to Disneyland. They're going to Vegas, that holy place of demons, to enjoy the rasa of sense gratification. Okay, and similarly, in the transcendental life of Krishna consciousness and devotional service, there must be some mellow or specific taste from that service. Generally, this mellow is experienced by chanting, hearing, worshiping in the temple, and being engaged in the service of the Lord. So when a person feels transcendental bliss, that is called, quote unquote, relishing the mellow. To be more clear, we may understand that the various feelings of happiness derived from discharging devotional service may be termed the mellows of devotional service. So for me, the mellow I enjoy, preaching. And of course, singing, bhajans, that's, performing, that's my mellow. You have a mellow? Yes, you do. You don't like to sing and play everybody takes, come on. If you're not, you can't be a devotee. But don't you enjoy doing bhajans and kirtan? Huh? Right? Anand, do you enjoy playing the drum or is it a drag? It's okay? Did you enjoy doing Krishna book when you were little guys? That was a mellow. You guys did well. You did all 90 chapters. Die. Okay. To be more clear, we may understand that the various feelings of happiness derived from discharging devotional service may be termed the mellows of devotional service. And now Krishna praying, you're on the threshold. Now you're going to be able to fully taste all different kinds of mellows. Deity worship, preaching, traveling, doing service. The mellow of going, like you said, you want to go to Mangalarti, that's also will be a mellow. So once you fully retire, you'll be absorbed in the mellows of Krishna consciousness. This relishing of the transcendental mellow in discharging devotional service cannot be experienced by all classes of men, because this sweet, loving mood is developed only from one's previous life's activities or by the association of unalloyed devotees. And for ISKCON, it all started with Prabhupada. As explained above, association with pure devotees is the beginning of faith in devotional service. Only by developing such faith in the association of a pure devotee, or by having in one's previous life executed devotional activities, can one actually relish the mellow of devotional service. So Krishna Prem, when you grew up, your father was engaged in devotional activities. So even before coming to ISKCON, you knew different things. So there you go, from your previous life. You fit into, I can't say that. Sorry, not my upbringing. I got here by mercy of Prabhupada. In other words, this transcendental bliss is not to be enjoyed by any common man unless he is so extraordinarily fortunate to be in the association with devotees or to be continuing his previous birth's devotional activities. The gradual process of development to the stage of devotional service is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam, 1st Canto. Quote, "The beginning is to hear about Lord Krishna in the association of devotees who have themselves cleansed their hearts by association. Hearing about the transcendental activities of the Lord will result in one's feeling transcendental bliss always." It is also explained in Bhagavad Gita that for one who has actually come to the spiritual platform, the first symptom visible will be that he is always joyful. Rama, what's the verse?
Chapter 9.
No. Oh, Nishant, you nailed it. Brahma Bhuta Prasanatmak. Jai. Nishant. Love you, man. That is great. He knew the verse. Wow. Yes. This joyous life is attained by one's reaction to reading Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam, or else from associating with persons who are very interested in the spiritual life of Krishna consciousness, specifically those who have made the determination to achieve the favor of Govinda by being engaged in transcendental loving service at his lotus feet. Being encouraged by such a feeling, one who is constantly engaged in discharging the regulative principles of devotional service in such a way as to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, develops two principles of compelling force, which come under the heading of Vibhav. Thus one enjoys transcendental bliss. See, this was a big thing for me, because in the religion that I was raised, they told you, suffer now, penance, austerity, then later, when you die, you go to heaven and you enjoy. Or as another religion says, strap yourself, kill the infidels, and then you get to go and be with 72 virgins. So this doesn't appeal to me. Whereas in Krishna consciousness, you can enjoy your spiritual results now. What line from 9th chapter am I thinking of, Rama? What line am I thinking of? The second sloka. So what's the sloka? Raja Vidya, Raja Guyam, Pavitram Idam Uttamam. The line, Pratyakshabagamam Dharmyam, that's the word. Pratyakshabagamam. You will experience, you will understand it, you will realize it now, not 100 years from now. You get, otherwise, I'm not going to chant for the past 40 years every day and not get something from it. That's not me.
You personally realize and experience.
Yes. I don't, and even Prabhupada told us, don't accept a post-dated check. The other religions is a post-dated check. Do what we say, after you die. I want it now. Give me prasad now. Pratyaksha, you realize it now. That's what keeps you going. like Brigupati and Shastrakrit. Why are they going out approaching the fallen conditioned souls with the books? Because, yes, they have that rasa. They love to go out. Me, I love to do programs. If there's a program, okay, let's go. I don't care. That's my rasa. Let us continue. There are several origins or causes for this compulsive love of Krishna, such as Krishna himself, the devotees of Krishna, and Krishna's playing on the flute. The effect is sometimes loving and sometimes stunted. So that's important. I want to remember that. So Krishna himself is a cause for love. The devotees of Krishna and Krishna's playing on the flute. We all know about that. Rasa Leela night. He played on the flute. And also there's that chapter where the gopis are discussing with Yashoda about the effects of Krishna's flute. What happens to the water when Krishna plays his flute? Yes. What happens to the calves? Yes, they're drinking from their mothers, but when they hear Krishna's flute, they stop. Right? The water flows backwards. Rocks melt. What are the other effects? It's that whole chapter. Each gopi is describing the effects of Krishna's flute. Okay. There are 8 transcendental symptoms found in the body during ecstasy, and all of them are possible only by a mixture of the above mentioned 5 ecstatic divisions. Without some mixture of these 5 ecstatic principles, one cannot relish transcendental bliss. The cause or basis for relishing transcendental mellow is exactly what we mean by vibhav. This vibhav is divided into 2, namely basic and impelling or impetus giving. In the Agni Purana, the description of vibhav is given as follows. The basis from which ecstatic love is born is called vibhav, which is divided into 2, basic and impelling. In other words, there are 2 kinds of ecstatic love. The object of basic ecstatic love is Krishna and his devotee. Lord Krishna is the object of basic ecstatic love, and his pure devotee, a reservoir of such love, is the object of impelling ecstatic love. Impelling ecstatic love, then, is that love which develops when one sees an object which reminds him of Krishna. Prabhupada is explaining so nicely here. Just like in ordinary life. In ordinary life, if your loved one is away for a long period, you might see a photo, or you might see something they gave you, or you might see some article of clothing they wore, and that reminds you, oh. So you are reawakened in that love. Let's continue. Lord Krishna, who is the possessor of inconceivable potencies and qualities of transcendental knowledge and bliss, is the basic cause of ecstatic love. Lord Krishna also becomes the reservoir or impetus of ecstatic love by his different incarnations and expansions. In Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a statement in connection with the Brahma Vimohana Leela. Anybody know what Prabhupada's talking about? What is Brahma Vimohana Leela?
Brahma's bring the cows and covered this.
What is that Leela? What is it?
He stole, Brahma stole the cows and the cow had boiled.
Yes. He tried to play a trick on Krishna, but the trick wound out to be on Brahma. That's what happens if you try to play a trick on Krishna. It boomerangs. Which demonstrates something of this impelling or impetus giving feature of ecstatic love. When Brahma was deluded by Krishna, who expanded himself into so many cowherd boys, calves, and cows, Krishna's elder brother, Sri Baladev, a direct expansion of Krishna himself, felt astonishment and said, "How wonderful it is that my ecstatic love for Krishna is again being attracted by so many cowherd boys, calves, and cows." He was struck with wonder by thinking in this way. This is one of the examples in which Krishna himself becomes the object and reservoir of ecstatic love in the impelling aspect, because after almost 1 year, the cows were at the top of Govardhan Hill with the men, and the calves were at the bottom of Govardhan Hill with the boys. And Krishna and Balaram were there. And when the cows saw the calves, what did they do? They ran down the hill like this, joint legs. And the cowherd men became very frustrated and angry that they could not control the cows. So when the cows came down to the calves, what did they start doing? Licking. This was very unusual. And Balaram is looking at this. And then when the cowherd men finally made it down the hill, what did they do? Started crying, seeing their sons and smelling their heads. So when Balaram saw this, he goes, "Krishna, what is this? What game are you playing?" Because Balaram was not there the day of the picnic when Lord Brahma stole, because it was his birthday. And he was back at home getting ready for his birthday party. So Balaram didn't know about this for almost 1 year. And when he saw this, then he sort of got the idea this must be something Krishna's doing. And then Krishna told him, yes, Brahma stole the boys and calves. I couldn't go home without them. I had to do something, so I expanded myself. So Balaram, even though he's God, didn't know this. So that tells you what potency is acting at this time on Balaram. Yogamaya. The potency that partially allows you to see Krishna and partially covers.
That happens to even Balaram?
Yeah, Krishna explained. What?
That happens to even Balaram?
Everybody's under yoga. Even Krishna gets under Yogamaya. He forgets himself that I'm God, and he becomes punished by Mother Yashoda.
And how is it arranged by
Well, Yogamaya knows Krishna's desire.
Oh, that's how.
Yogamaya knows how to arrange everything. Just like, when you do a big program. So Gopika knows what has to be done. Okay? And also, it works on this level. The disciples, the advanced disciples of the Guru, they know what Guru Maharaj likes and what he wants because they've been with him year after year after year. And even Prabhupada's senior disciples knew. So when they went somewhere, they said, no, Prabhupada's not going to do that. Prabhupada will do this. So they make arrangements. So Yogamaya makes arrangements for all this, knowing the inner desire of the Lord. It's okay? Everybody happy? Shall we honor Prashad? Yes. First we have to sing the Shringaprasa. And that's your service.